Marcus found an apartment he wanted, 2 bedrooms in Washington Heights, closer to his new job, $300 more per month than his current place, but worth it. He filled out the application, paid the $75 screening fee. 3 days later, the landlord called and said, "I'm sorry, your application was declined." The reason? Credit score of 618. Marcus hadn't checked his credit in 3 years.
I didn't even know my score was 618. I thought it was fine. I'd never missed a payment on my credit card, never defaulted on anything. What I didn't know was that you can damage your credit in ways you never see coming, ways that have nothing to do with missing payments. I had gaps in my credit history, high utilization on my one card, and a medical collection I'd never even received a bill for.
Your credit score, most commonly the FICO score, ranges from 300 to 850. Below 580 is considered poor. 580 to 669, fair. 670 to 739, good. 740 to 799, very good. 800 and above, exceptional. The score is used by landlords, employers, lenders, insurance companies, and phone carriers to assess how reliably you meet financial obligations. It is one of the most consequential numbers in American financial life.
5 factors determine your FICO score. Payment history, 35%. Amounts owed, your credit utilization, 30%. Length of credit history, 15%. Credit mix, types of accounts, 10%. New credit inquiries, 10%. Payment history is the most important, but utilization is where most young people silently destroy their score without realizing it.
Credit utilization is the percentage of your available credit that you're currently using. If you have one credit card with a $2,000 limit and you're carrying a $1,600 balance, your utilization is 80%. Anything above 30% is hurting your score. Above 50% is actively damaging it. Lenders see high utilization as a sign that you're financially stretched, even if you've never missed a payment.
My single credit card had a $1,500 limit. I regularly carried a balance of $800 to $1,100. My utilization was consistently 50 to 70%. I thought I was managing it fine because I always made the minimum payment. I had no idea I was systematically suppressing my own credit score every month while feeling responsible about paying my bill.
The medical collection was the other surprise. A $220 bill from an urgent care visit 2 years prior, sent to collections without Marcus ever receiving the original bill. In the old FICO scoring model, that collection devastated his score. Under newer models, FICO 9 and Vantage Score 4 paid medical collections are ignored entirely. But his landlord used an older model. The ghost of a $220 bill killed a lease application.
First step, get your free credit reports. Annual Credit Report.com, the only federally authorized free source, gives you reports from all 3 bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Review every account, every balance, every inquiry. Dispute any errors in writing. Credit bureau errors are more common than people realize. 1 in 5 Americans has an error on at least one credit report.
Marcus found 3 items on his reports: the medical collection at $220, an old address that wasn't his, and one account reported as late that he had a payment confirmation for. He disputed all 3 in writing with documentation. The late payment error was removed within 30 days. The wrong address was corrected. The medical collection, he paid it and wrote a goodwill letter requesting its removal.
The most impactful immediate fix: I requested a credit limit increase on my existing card. They raised it from $1,500 to $3,500. My balance stayed the same, but my utilization dropped from 73% to 31% overnight. My score jumped 41 points in the next billing cycle. I hadn't paid off a single dollar of debt. I had simply changed the denominator in the utilization calculation.
Other quick credit score improvements: pay credit cards twice per month, once mid-cycle and once before the due date. This keeps your reported balance lower since bureaus record your balance on your statement closing date. Become an authorized user on a family member's old account with a long, clean history. Their positive history adds to your profile. Open a new card if your utilization is structural. More available credit lowers utilization.
Now the debt. Marcus had $4,200 across 3 debts. Credit card, $1,100 at 24% APR. Student loan, $2,400 at 6.5% APR. Medical collection, $220 at 0% until it hits your credit score. Julian laid them out on paper and asked, "Which one do you want to pay off first?" Marcus said the credit card, obviously, the highest interest. Julian said, "That's the right mathematical answer, but it's not always the right human answer."
2 debt payoff strategies. The Avalanche pay minimum payments on all debts, then throw every extra dollar at the highest interest rate debt first. Once that's paid off, roll its payment into the next highest rate. This is mathematically optimal. You pay the least total interest over time. The Snowball pay minimum payments on all debts, then attack the smallest balance first regardless of interest rate.
Julian explained the math. With the Avalanche method, I'd pay $340 less in total interest over the payoff period compared to the Snowball. That's real money, $340 saved by choosing the right order. But then he asked me a question I hadn't expected. How motivated will you be at month 6, still chipping away at that credit card with nothing fully paid off yet?
Research in behavioral finance consistently shows that the psychological wins from the Snowball method lead to higher completion rates. Paying off your smallest debt first, even if it's not the highest interest, gives you a tangible victory. You close an account, you eliminate a payment, you feel momentum, and momentum matters more than math when behavior is the variable.
Marcus's debts, smallest to largest: $220 medical collection, $1,100 credit card at 24%, $2,400 student loan at 6.5%. Snowball order: medical first, then credit card, then student loan. Avalanche order: credit card first, highest rate at 24%, then medical, then student loan. The difference in total interest paid, about $90, given his balance sizes. For $90, the psychological advantage of the Snowball was worth it.
Marcus chose a modified approach Julian called the Avalanche Snowball Hybrid. Pay off the medical collection immediately, it was small and harming his credit. Then attack the credit card at 24% with everything extra, the mathematical priority. Student loan minimum payments continue throughout. This combined the psychological win of eliminating the collection with the mathematical efficiency of targeting the high-interest debt.
I paid the $220 medical collection in week 1, sent the goodwill letter. Then I added $250 per month to my credit card minimum payment. In month 1, paid $280 total to the credit card. Month 2, $280. By month 5, the credit card was gone. $1,100 at 24% destroyed in 5 months. Then I rolled the entire $280 per month into the student loan on top of the regular payment. Debt Avalanche activated.
The debt roll, using each eliminated payment as fuel for the next debt, is the mechanical heart of both the Avalanche and Snowball strategies. As each debt disappears, its minimum payment becomes available ammunition for the next one. The momentum compounds just like investment returns, but in reverse. You're paying down principal faster and faster as each payoff frees more cash.
Alina had student loans, $18,000 at 5.8%. She wasn't aggressive about paying them down because the interest rate felt manageable. Julian reframed it. Paying off a 5.8% loan gives you a guaranteed 5.8% return, tax-free, risk-free, immediate. If you can't find a guaranteed 5.8% return anywhere else, and you can't, paying the loan is the better investment. She started adding $100 per month to her principal payments.
The credit score's relationship to wealth building is direct and concrete. A credit score above 760 qualifies you for the best mortgage rates, often 0.5% to a full percent lower than rates for a score of 650. On a $400,000 mortgage, that difference saves $60,000 to $80,000 in total interest over 30 years. Your credit score, built over years of small decisions, becomes worth tens of thousands of dollars when you buy a home.
Things that hurt your credit score: missing payments, even one 30-day late mark, can drop your score 60 to 80 points. Closing old credit card accounts removes available credit and shortens average account age. Applying for multiple new cards in a short period, each hard inquiry drops your score slightly. Co-signing a loan for someone who then defaults, their problem becomes your problem on your credit report.
Things that do not affect your credit score despite common myths: checking your own credit report, a soft inquiry, no impact. Your income or net worth, credit scores don't see these numbers. Your savings account balance, your rent payments unless you use a service that reports them. Your utility payments unless they go to collections. Your credit score is a debt management tool, not a wealth measurement.
14 months after the apartment rejection, I applied for a new apartment. Same neighborhood, slightly nicer building. My score, 714, approved immediately. The landlord didn't even mention credit. I paid my first month and security deposit, money I had because my emergency fund was intact and my debt payments had freed up cash flow. The same financial system that blocked me 14 months ago now opened doors.
Credit scores reward consistency over time. The length of credit history component, 15% of your score, means that old accounts with clean payment histories are valuable assets. Never close your oldest credit card just because you don't use it much. A card with a long, clean history, sitting in your wallet used once a year, is actively improving your score every month you hold it.
For those starting with no credit history, a secured credit card, where you deposit $300 to $500 as collateral and receive a card with that credit limit, is the standard on-ramp. Use it for 1 or 2 small purchases per month. Pay the balance in full. Within 12 months, you'll have an established credit profile and can apply for a regular unsecured card. The secured card costs you nothing if you pay in full each month.
Credit card rewards, cashback, travel points, airline miles are genuinely valuable when used correctly. A 2% cashback card on all purchases pays you to spend money you were going to spend anyway. The critical condition, paying the full balance every month. The moment you carry a balance, the interest rate, typically 20 to 29%, destroys every reward you earned and then some. Rewards are for people who pay in full, always.
The thing nobody tells you about credit, it's designed to be confusing. The system benefits from you not understanding it, from you carrying balances, from you missing the nuances of utilization, from you not disputing errors. The information is all public, all free, all accessible, but it requires you to go looking for it. Most people don't, and the financial industry profits from that gap in knowledge.
Marcus's credit journey over 2 years: 618 at the apartment rejection, 659 after the limit increase and collection payoff, 692 after the credit card was paid off, 714 at the second apartment application, 741 18 months later when his student loan was nearly eliminated. 741, very good territory built from a starting point of invisible damage, one deliberate decision at a time.
Alina paid off her student loans in 3.5 years instead of the standard 10 by adding $100 per month to the principal and throwing any tax refund directly at the balance. Total interest paid, $2,100 instead of $5,900. She saved $3,800 in interest. More importantly, she freed $280 per month in cash flow that immediately went into her investment account. Paying off debt was investing.
The credit score is not the goal. Building wealth is the goal. But the credit score is a tool on the path, one that either opens or closes doors at critical moments. A good score costs you nothing to maintain once you understand it. A bad score is expensive to carry in higher rates, denied applications, and the compounding cost of debt that takes more from you than it should.
6 months after moving into the new apartment, Julian asked me what my credit score was. I said 731 without hesitating. 2 years earlier, I didn't know what the number even was. Julian said, "Now you know your score like you know your checking account balance." I do, because it's just as important, maybe more. And unlike your bank balance, you build it deliberately, slowly, and it pays you back in every major life decision that follows.